Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about the U.S. national debt because obviously it's very concerning. Um, but first, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about the U.S. national debt and how you think that's going to affect the world in the future. Mostly America, obviously. But let's get started. I was recently looking at the debt clock again because, I was just like, oh man, America's not doing too hot. It can't be good. And I was right. We're at like 30 some thousand, 30 some trillion, not thousand, Jesus, I wish it was thousand. Yeah, 30 some trillion dollars, and I just was flashing back to 2012, when I was in high school and we were made to look at it. And I remember back then we were at like 14 trillion some dollars, and I remember then thinking, oh my god, this is ridiculous. This ain't right, I realize every country has some line of debt, credit, whatever else, but I just myself think that's just shows the realization that money just ain't real, man. Like, it really isn't. It's not how can we all be in debt to each other, ridiculous. Like, America's printed 80% of all of its currency in the last couple of years. That's ridiculous. That's not even right. How can you put an explicable value to this thing that we're just making more of, when it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. I was also noticing that you can kind of project forward on the national debt, and it was one thing for it to double in 10 years. I thought that was a lot of time, or a lot of money, even in a short time for 10 years. But by 4 more years from now, it's gonna double again. And I'm just like, that don't add up, I thought that $30,000 per citizen was a lot to be in individual debt of, and now we're in 60,000, and then we're gonna be 120,000. And then I think about it, and I'm like, no wonder the housing market and inflation's crazy. The government can't control its wallet. Go figure. So, and I'm not one to talk, I got some money problems too, but whatever. The nation's supposed to know what's best, right? Well, that's been a lie for a long time, it seems like. So, here we are, and I'm out in a debt and have no clue what we're gonna do about it. Just like a lot of things, like the environment and everything else. It seems to be people are just like, oh yeah, we'll let the next generation and the next generation figure it out, in this cyclic pattern of never-ending bullshit. And that's wrong. Maybe if we focused our time on any one thing, we could accomplish something and fix it. But it doesn't seem to be that that's what people want to do, The oceans are dying slowly, like reefs and everything else. There's salmon dying in streams, because the temperatures are too high. It's questionable whether the environment is really collapsing. I think what it's doing is doing systematic correction for us, and it's just gonna wipe us out. It's like, you guys have done screwed us too much, planet is, and you're gone. Because life goes on. We like to think that when we go, that the world will go, and I just don't think that's applicably true. But yeah, that's a story for a different time. National debt's out of control. We're doing little to do anything about it. People in office are fumbling to figure it out, and the pandemic is just like an excuse for it to have happened, and when in reality, it's been happening systematically for a long time. A lot of bad things can be said about our third president. We didn't have national debt when he was in office, and for various reasons. But that's a good goal to be at, man. If we need things, maybe we should produce them ourselves, or produce things to counterbalance those things that we need. You shouldn't be able to produce 2/3 of the world's food, let it go to waste, and not make money off of it. That's messed up. What do you guys think, you know? Do you think this is out of control or what? Because I do.